Top loaders versus card savers. Which is better? Well, they're not battling it out in an epic duel, they're more like the Batman and Superman of card safety. They both save the day, just in different caped crusader styles. In this video, I'll go over the pros and cons of each. Card savers. The first thing I want to point out is that Card Saver is a brand name. These are actually called semi-rigid sleeves, but most of us just call them card savers, kind of like calling all tissues Kleenex. In reality, this is the Card Saver 1 made by the company Cardboard Gold. These guys own the majority of the Card Saver market, but Ultra Pro, Beckett, Voltex, Gemloader, BCW, and other companies also make semi-rigids. However, they're not all the same. For example, here I have a semi-rigid made by Ultra Pro, and you'll notice that it's a little bit smaller. Now, it serves the same function, but whether this is better is, well, up to you. Pros. The main strength of a card saver is its delicious sandwich-like properties. You see, these two planes of plastic are actually in contact with each other, so when a card is placed into a card saver, it's held in place nice and snug. This is why card savers are superior for shipping purposes. The UPS guy can punt your package like a rabid Pikachu, and the cards still won't shift inside the card saver. Another point for card savers is that PSA actually asks that you submit your card in these. That's right, if you are sending cards to PSA, you'll need to purchase some card savers. Cons. However, there are three main drawbacks to semi-rigid holders. The first is that they're actually semi-rigid. This means that they are bendable. When you ship these, you need to use two pieces of cardboard and sandwich the card saver in between them. It's pretty easy to do, and again, PSA asks that you do this when you ship them your cards. The second drawback is that it can be a little bit frustrating to insert and remove your cards. Since these holders are so tight, you have to sort of bow the opening and then hold it open while also inserting the card. And if you want your card to be perfectly centered, then you'll probably have to make small adjustments. Oh, and don't laugh, always put on a sleeve before inserting. And lastly, card savers are kind of annoying to store. Trading card products tend to be made with 3 by 4 inch dimensions, so card savers won't fit inside deck boxes, storage boxes, ETB boxes, and other stuff. You can get card saver binders, but they cost twice as much as a regular binder. Now, as a side note, you may have noticed these small pink tabs. These are pull tabs that I use for easy removal of cards. I usually just use post-it notes, but you can use the plastic ones, or some companies such as Gemloader actually make sleeves with pull tabs built in. Top loaders. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have top loaders. These are known as rigid sleeves because they're always stiff, kind of like going through puberty. These are pretty easy to find and made by a handful of different companies. I find these to be more accessible than card savers, having seen them in all big box stores like Walmart, but that just might be the part of the world I live in. Pros. These are harder than card savers, and the frame around the holder provides structural integrity, preventing any bending. The material is thicker too, which means these could potentially offer more protection from potential puncture wounds or sharp objects. There also seem to be more products out there made for top loaders when compared to card savers. There are a lot more top loader binders on the market. We have display frames, stands, and special boxes too. Cons. One of the biggest drawbacks to top loaders is the gap. There is about a 1mm gap between the two panes of plastic where you slide the card. This offers two potential risks. One is that dust can gather inside the top loader, leading to scratches. Dust is dust, but sometimes I'll get one in the mail with animal hair in it. Furthermore, if something more abrasive like a grain of sand gets inside, you could really cause damage. This is the dust trap gap, no cap. The other risk that the gap provides is the actual movement of the card. While card savers hold the card in place, top loaders do not. It's pretty easy to see that the card will slide around if jostled. A quick fix is to double sleeve your card. You should absolutely be using a sleeve in the first place, but using a second sleeve can add that extra thickness you need to prevent the card from bouncing around during shipping. So which one do you buy? Both. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out now and purchase both products right now, but you should eventually utilize both top loaders and card savers in your collection. Again, like Batman and Superman, why not have both in your collection? In addition to this, you could also try magnetic one-touch holders, all sizes of sleeves, and any other neat trading card products you find. My point is, don't limit yourself to one product because a friend or some YouTuber told you so. Explore your options and find out what's best for you. Okay, so a quick summary. Semi-rigid holders are better for shipping, submitting to grading services. However, they arguably offer less protection outside of shipping, and they might be more difficult to store and a little bit frustrating to use. Rigid sleeves are better for using with most TCG products, storage for your own collection, and they are more readily available. However, cards can shift inside the top loader, debris can fall inside, potentially damaging your card. And you should always use sleeves with each product. Right now, I'm working on turning all my articles from sleevenocardbehind.com into YouTube videos. This video is going into the Pokémon Cards 101 playlist, so feel free to check that out if you want to watch more beginner tip videos just like this one. And if you're still watching, then you are my semi-rigid superhero. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.